We're very fortunate to have Senator David Leyonhjelm, and David's coming up to speak now. Thank you.
Good morning. My name's Senator David Leyonhjelm, and I've ridden motorbikes on and off since I was 17 years old. You might be able to guess that's a few years ago. At the moment, I ride a Triumph Speed Triple 1050. Now I'm a very safety conscious person, so I bought the one with ABS.
Get a real bike!
I know how much it hurts when you fall off. I love it. It's fast, it's powerful. Now I live in Sydney and it gets me around very damn quick, too quick sometimes for the police. But the problem is, the government and the police are always trying to tell me what to do. They want to prevent me from parking in places that are otherwise not used. They want me to they want to pull me over and fine me when I exceed the speed limit on a deserted street. If I lived in Victoria, it's even worse. There I'd have to pay a safety tax of $70. That's a disgrace. In Queensland, if I was in a motorbike club, I couldn't congregate in clubs of more than 3 without permission. Police could stop, search and detain me and my colleagues for questioning at any time. Refusing to answer questions carries a penalty of 5 years in jail. They are all an absolute disgrace. Let me tell you, if refusing to answer questions was a criminal offence, most politicians in this place would be locked up after question time every day. What these kinds of laws reveal is a serious failure of policing. The police are not capable of catching a few true criminals among club members. So they have convinced the governments that they should assume everyone riding a motorbike is a probable criminal. There is something wrong, something seriously wrong, when you need to tell the police you're going for a ride with a few mates, as you have to do in Queensland. A major part of the problem is a culture clash. A lot of politicians are nerdy type people who suddenly find themselves in positions of power. Most of them have probably never spent any time with people like us, people who ride bikes. They think coming up with more regulations makes them tough. They think we're too stupid to realise there are risks in riding bikes. We know perfectly well that it is dangerous if you come off and it hurts, and we try to avoid it. We know that though, and we choose to do it anyway. We don't need them to tell us that we're stupid or not to do it. There's a basic difference between those in front of me, you people here, and those behind me. And that you people here in front of me understand the true value of freedom. The people in front of me don't, and they probably never will.
Freedom's for Australian people! Woo!
I'm quite confident in saying the people behind me in Parliament do not understand the joy of cruising out on a highway. In fact, I don't want to be vulgar, but very few of them have ever had anything between their legs with more grunt than a pogo stick. When put to the test, I suspect very few of them have ever had very much between their legs at all. Now, if I can be serious for a moment, the people behind me will not be troubled by what is happening here today. Our offices in Parliament House are pretty much soundproof. There's some people maybe will see it going past in a comcar, or they'll see you riding around in a group in a comcar, but very few of them, if any of them, will take any notice, and very few, if any, will see your petitions. So the question is what to do. Like the previous speaker, I would encourage you to get involved and be engaged. Letters and emails to politicians make a small difference, but the reality is not many of them are actually seen by the politicians. Their staffers see them, and if they resonate, maybe they'll get through, but wouldn't count on it. Going to see your local member makes a bigger difference. Make an appointment and go and see them and tell them you're not happy, motorbike riders are not getting a fair deal, and it's time it was changed. If all of us and everybody else in Australia rode a motorbike who was capable of riding a motorbike, we wouldn't need new roads, we wouldn't need new freeways, we wouldn't need road repairs. The place would be able to run so much cheaper. But in the long run, and this is a little bit of an advertisement, but I think it's important to make it, the main requirement is to elect more people like me who believe in freedom. They don't necessarily have to be from my party, but they need to understand that freedom's not negotiable, that only children should be treated like children, not adults.
If we make it, you're going to stop the Muslims coming in.
Now, just as a cheap ad while I have your attention, my party is the Liberal Democrats. We also have an affiliated party called the Outdoor Recreation Party. We're small, but we're among the fastest growing parties in Australia. We are building an army. I don't mean that in the military sense, but an army in the voting sense. We're building an army of sporting shooters, fishers, motorbike riders, four-wheel drivers, smokers, and even computer users who are sick and tired of being treated like children. Each group on its own might not make a difference, but together we can form an almighty army of people who are not going to take this crap anymore. If all of those groups work together, we can make a difference. It's not going to happen if it's just bikers by themselves. There's not enough of us. We have to find friends, and the groups that I mentioned are all potential friends. They are all put upon by the government, subject to obnoxious laws, which all relate to freedom. If we all work together, we can make a difference. So I invite you all to consider joining our army. And our aim is to take over places like this, Parliament House, and then on one fine day, there will be enough of us here. We will be able to ensure you can all ride in peace and be left alone.
Thank you very much, Senator David Leyonhjelm.